Greetings, peons. It is I, Beerus Ruticus, reigning lord of the soft drinks, and I'm here to talk about episode 5 of Executioner. In this week's episode, we have a sightseeing trip, some tender goodbyes, and it turns out the Archbishop is evil, who would have guessed. We begin with a montage of our two leads going to town, having a good time, just seeing the sights, you know? It's not a particularly long sequence, only about a minute or so before they head back to their hotel, which is still more than what the novel gave. It was basically a throwaway line there. We check in with Momo, who's going to be investigating some nefarious-looking sewers, and then it's off to the secret execution room that we never told anybody about, a totally normal and not suspicious thing to have. On the way to the cathedral, Menno decides to stop by a little gift stall to get something for Momo because, you know, she did kind of punt off all the hard work of investigating the disappeared people onto her. This does lead to a cute little moment where Akari initially mistakes the gifts for her and then starts pouting again when she realizes that it isn't. Which is understandable. From Akari's perspective, she's about to be sent home, so it'd be nice to get a parting gift. And Menno agrees. She takes Akari's headband and puts a little flower decoration onto it. This leads me to something that I've noticed comparing the anime to the novels, which is that I think the anime is doing a lot better job portraying the relationship between Menno and Akari compared to the novels. So the way the scene plays out in the anime is that, you know, Akari starts complaining that Menno doesn't really think about her, and Menno stops and is like, okay, and, you know, she takes the headband and starts making the decoration for her. It comes across like Menno's maybe a bit socially awkward, you know, she didn't think about it, and of course, from her perspective, she's trying to kill Akari, so it makes sense that giving her gifts is not the first thing on her mind. But once she realizes, she acquiesces and gets her a gift because she's trying to be nice. That's kind of the point of the story, is the two of them growing closer. Compare that to the novel, where once Akari starts whining, Menno's first thought is, oh my god, this girl is so difficult. Compare that to the novels, where Menno's first thought when Akari starts complaining is, oh my god, this girl is so difficult. And between Akari's pouting and the shopkeeper just standing right there, it feels like Menno got bullied into buying the decoration rather than genuinely wanting to give a gift. It's such a small difference, but it completely changes the tone of that moment. And I think this difference in presentation really becomes apparent when we arrive at the totally not suspicious ceremonial hall. So once they arrive inside the room, Archbishop Orwell is like, alright, you know, here we are, please go sit up on the altar over here. And Akari starts to hesitate as it dawns on her that this is going to be goodbye. And Menno has to take her hand and reassure her that it's time to go. Akari then pulls Menno into a hug and confesses that she just wanted to spend more time together, and Menno is really taken aback by that. She's kind of stunned for a second before she reciprocates the hug. It's a really sweet, tender moment between the two of them that did not happen in the novels. At least, not like this. They had the same conversation, but the way it was framed in the novels was just a casual chat between the two of them as they were going down to the ceremony room. And it isn't until after Akari is already on the altar that Menno is like, oh, this feeling I have in my chest, it's guilt. It comes across like the story is telling you something that it didn't do a particularly good job of showing. So yeah, I think the anime just does a much better job of portraying their relationship. Anyways, while all of that is happening, Momo is investigating the nefarious sewers where she discovers a hidden passageway, and she runs into Ashna again, who is in fact the best character. With the two of them working together, they're able to quickly deduce that, you know, the Noblesse aren't really smart enough to pull off these kinds of complex rituals, and they conclude that the true culprit must be someone from within the church. And we get the dramatic reveal that Orwell has been evil this whole time. I think everyone who's watching this show just already assumed that she was evil from the very beginning. Though from the comments I've read, I think most people did not realize just how petty her motivations would be. She's not trying to take over the world or anything, she's just a decrepit old woman who wants her youth back. After a lifetime of serving the people, she's become disillusioned with her place in life, and she's decided that she deserves a reward for all of her years of servitude. And the evil ritual room was actually meant to erase Akari's personality so that she could harness her powers. And so our episode ends with Momo and Ashna being trapped inside the test room by a dragon and a demon that were left behind as traps, and Menno is trapped with Orwell without her scripture because it was destroyed in the initial confrontation. Overall, I think the show is still going strong 5 episodes in. As I spent a good chunk of the episode talking about, I think the anime is doing a really good job of portraying the relationship between Menno and Akari, and I think it also does a good job of making Orwell look really sinister when she's revealed as the villain. The next episode is going to be majority fight scenes most likely, so I'm hoping that the animation can keep up considering the previous major fight was not very impressive looking. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, that's going to be it for this video. If you like the video, then please do all of the things that make the algorithm happy and drive engagement. And if you like the background image of the video, you can follow me on Twitter at Plasma Eclipse. It's basically all I ever post there. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.